bastard, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say. After Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it, cause you did. And that ain't the way comedy works. The king is the funniest. Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed. It didn't matter where Bernie went. You think if Bernie went first, he wasn't the king?
Man, the internet is buzzing again, and this time it's not just another rumor or celebrity drama. Katt Williams dropped a bombshell that got people's heads spinning. He spoke out about Bernie Mac's passing, and the way he told it, it sounded way deeper than what the world was told back in 2008. Katt didn't come off like he was chasing clout or trying to disrespect a legend. He sounded haunted, like somebody carrying secrets too heavy to keep. When Katt starts talking about hidden truths, people listen because he's one of the few entertainers bold enough to say what others only whisper behind closed doors.
So now I know the real Bernie Mac stories, and I know that the people that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts.
Now everybody knows Bernie Mac was one of the funniest, most real comedians to ever do it. He wasn't scared to speak his mind, he didn't sugarcoat a thing, and he carried himself like a man who came from struggle but never forgot it. He came up from Chicago, fought for his name, and broke into Hollywood with pure talent and raw confidence. That's why when he passed away so suddenly, just 50 years old, people were shocked, heartbroken, and confused. The official story said it was pneumonia complications, but Katt's version made folks look twice. He hinted that there was more going on, that Bernie was in the middle of something bigger, something powerful, something dangerous even. And the way Katt told it made people feel like this wasn't just about illness, it was about pressure.
Wasn't. So now I know the real Bernie Mac stories, and I know that the people that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts. It went down, not how it ended up, because sometimes the victors rewrite history, but by the same token, God is there for us, and sometimes his best gift to us is getting us out.
Katt said Bernie was being pushed around behind the scenes, that he was standing up to forces that didn't want to be challenged. He didn't say names, but the way he framed it, you could feel he was talking about Hollywood's dark side. Those secret deals, silent threats, and people who smile in your face but pull strings behind your back. Katt has said many times that the entertainment industry ain't what it looks like on the surface. That fame comes with contracts, silence, and invisible chains. He said, they don't want people like me or Bernie Mac in their circle. And that line hit hard because both Katt and Bernie were known for keeping it real, never selling out, never switching up for approval. People started wondering, what was Bernie trying to do before he passed? What kind of moves was he making? There were whispers that he wanted more control, that he wanted to produce his own shows, tell his own stories, and break away from Hollywood's control. And let's be real, whenever someone starts talking about independence in that world, things start getting tense.
Don't rush off to LA, he said. Conquer your city first, then come to LA, because a lot of cats come out to LA too soon, and some of them end up broke us. And I was like, broke or sucking. I'm like, it ain't no other in between, like broke and selling cars or broke and waiting tables.
Katt hinted that Bernie wasn't just battling sickness. He was battling pressure, the kind that comes when you stop playing by their rules. And here's where it gets eerie, because according to Katt, Bernie had sensed something wasn't right before he passed. Some say he was exhausted, others say he had been dealing with stress from work and health issues, but Katt's take was darker. He said it felt like Bernie was being drained, like something or someone wanted to break him down. Katt didn't give direct proof, but he spoke with emotion, like he was there, like he saw something that didn't sit right. And when Katt Williams speaks from the heart, even the people who doubt him stop and pay attention.
After Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you.
In the video, Katt reminded everyone that Bernie wasn't just a funny man, he was a fighter. This was the same dude who called out fake people in the game, the one who told the truth on and off stage. Bernie had that energy that made others uncomfortable, especially those hiding behind money and power. He wasn't scared to talk about racism, industry politics, or how the business treats black entertainers. So when he passed at the height of his career, right after finishing Soul Men with Samuel L. Jackson, people started asking, was that just coincidence? Or was there something deeper going on? Katt said, they don't want real ones around. And that sentence hit the internet like wildfire. Fans flooded comment sections saying they always felt something strange about Bernie's death. Some said his sudden passing felt too fast. Others mentioned that he had been recovering before things suddenly turned for the worse. But here's where it gets even more chilling. Katt claimed that Bernie had been working on projects that would have exposed certain Hollywood systems. He didn't name them directly, but the message was loud. Bernie was becoming too powerful, too independent, and too honest. Even if some think Katt was exaggerating, his passion can't be denied. You could see it in his eyes when he spoke, like he was warning people not to believe everything they're told. He said that when stars pass away, the official stories always sound neat, clean, like a script written to end questions before they even start. But in real life, things ain't that simple, especially when you're a truth teller in an industry that thrives on control and silence. Bernie Mac always stood for truth, and Katt seemed to be defending that legacy. He wasn't trying to drag Bernie's name through gossip. He was doing the opposite, making sure people remember what he stood for. Katt said that Bernie's death didn't just hurt, it felt wrong. Like the world lost one of the few voices who could make people laugh while still telling them the truth about the system. And even years later, fans still feel that pain, still feel like something about Bernie's passing doesn't add up. So when Katt Williams decided to open up about it, he reignited that fire in people's minds. He reminded them that fame has layers, that sometimes behind the cameras, there are deals and dangers we don't see. Whether you believe Katt or not, his words hit deep because they touch that fear we all have, that the people who tell the truth might not be safe in a world built on secrets, and that's exactly why this story has everyone talking again. Katt Williams didn't just talk, he exposed. The way he broke it down made people look at the whole entertainment world sideways. He said the industry operates like a club with rules you don't see, and once you break them, things start to change real fast. According to Katt, Bernie Mac wasn't the type to play along with that. He was outspoken, he wanted his independence, and that rubbed certain people the wrong way. Katt described Hollywood like a game where the ones in control pick who shines and who fades, and Bernie, being loud, fearless, and unwilling to bow down, was breaking that code. Katt even said that when you refuse to play their part, they make you feel isolated, drained, and sometimes gone. That's what got people's attention, the way he said it, like it came from experience, not just rumor. Bernie Mac was loved by millions, but behind the cameras, Katt hinted he was battling forces that didn't want him to be too loved, too powerful, or too free. Katt described it like this: once you reach a certain level, Hollywood doesn't just test your talent, they test your loyalty. They start pushing contracts, meetings, and offers that come with hidden strings. And if you say no, that's when things start to shift. Katt has been open about how he himself faced that same kind of pressure, how he got blackballed for speaking his truth. So when he talked about Bernie, it didn't sound like gossip. It sounded like someone warning the world that the cost of fame can be higher than anyone expects. Fans started digging through Bernie's old interviews after Katt's comments, and some clips started resurfacing. There were moments where Bernie hinted at frustration, about how Hollywood treated real talent versus fake smiles. He once said he wanted to build something that couldn't be taken away, and that line hit different after hearing Katt's take. It made people wonder if Bernie was planning something the industry wasn't ready for, and maybe a project that would expose how things really worked. Some even said Bernie was working on a movie that was too real for them to support. Though that's never been proven, the theory spread fast online. Katt didn't hold back when he talked about how powerful people handle those who speak up. He said, "They silence the loud ones in quiet ways." And that's a scary line when you think about how many celebrities pass suddenly after making bold statements or trying to go independent. The pattern's always the same. Someone starts talking too much or breaking out of the system, and next thing you know, tragedy hits. Katt's audience couldn't ignore that connection. He wasn't saying Bernie was taken out directly, but he was definitely suggesting that what happened to him wasn't just natural or random. And let's not forget, Katt's never been afraid to stand alone. He's been called crazy, unpredictable, or controversial, but time and time again, things he said ended up making sense later. So when he brought up Bernie's death, people felt chills. He described how Bernie's health took a turn right when he was at his peak, filming Soul Men and working on major deals. Then suddenly reports say he was in the hospital, then gone within days. The speed of it shocked fans and friends alike. And even though the official report said pneumonia, Katt questioned how a man full of life, energy, and laughter could be taken down so fast. He even compared Bernie's situation to other entertainers who faced mysterious endings, artists and comedians who were outspoken or critical of Hollywood's system. That part of Katt's talk made people dig deeper, asking questions like, who benefits when a truth teller disappears? Because let's be honest, the entertainment business is worth billions and image is everything. When someone like Bernie starts questioning it publicly, that makes powerful people nervous. Katt also mentioned how Bernie was one of the few that truly cared about the younger generation of comedians. He gave people advice, helped open doors, and told them to keep their souls clean. That's why his death hurt the comedy world so bad. It wasn't just losing a funny man, it was losing a leader. Katt said Bernie was like a father figure in a fake world, and that statement broke hearts, because that's exactly how people saw him. Someone who kept his morals strong in an industry that often rewards the opposite. The craziest part? Katt hinted that after Bernie's death, certain projects and deals he was part of suddenly vanished, like they were erased or buried. People who used to talk about Bernie suddenly stopped mentioning him. That silence, Katt said, spoke louder than words. He described it like a cover-up, like they wanted the world to move on fast and forget the questions, and that's what made fans angry, because to them, Bernie deserved truth and transparency, not mystery and whispers. Even years later, Katt said he still feels Bernie's energy around him, like a reminder to keep speaking the truth no matter the risk. He said they couldn't silence Bernie's spirit, so now they try to silence anyone who reminds people of him. That line hit deep with his audience because it made people see how much fear still lingers in the entertainment world. Fear of speaking up, fear of being honest, fear of losing everything for telling the truth. And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about Bernie Mac's death, it's about what it represents. It's about how real voices can be pushed aside when they stop fitting the script. Katt used Bernie's story to remind people that fame comes with secrets, and not everyone who smiles on camera is safe behind it. And whether you believe Katt or not, his message shook people to the core. Because deep down, we all sense that sometimes the truth doesn't make it to the headlines. When Katt Williams spoke about Bernie Mac, you could feel the emotion pouring out of him. This wasn't some clout-chasing moment, it felt personal. You could tell Bernie meant something deep to him, like a mentor or a man he respected for never faking who he was. Katt said Bernie wasn't just funny, he was real. And that's rare in Hollywood, where most people play roles even off camera. Katt described Bernie like a man who never sold his soul, even when he had every reason to. Fame, money, pressure, everything that turns people cold. But Bernie stayed true to his roots, never forgot where he came from, and that's what made him dangerous to the system. Because when you can't be bought or controlled, you become a threat. And Katt made it clear, Bernie was that threat. Katt said something that really stuck. They don't just cancel you with contracts, sometimes they cancel you in life. That line shook people to the core. He was talking about how Hollywood deals with the ones who won't play along, those who try to expose the game. And whether he was talking metaphorically or literally, fans couldn't stop thinking about what that meant. Because in this industry, we've seen so many stars rise fast, speak truth, and then disappear just as quickly. It's like there's a pattern. The louder you get about the truth, the faster the silence comes. And Katt wasn't afraid to say it out loud. He said Bernie's passing was more than a tragedy. It was a warning, a message to everyone watching that there's a price for being real in a fake world. Fans went crazy after Katt's words started trending again. Some were shocked, some were scared, and others said it confirmed what they always felt, that Bernie's death never sat right. Online forums blew up with discussions, old interviews resurfaced, and people started connecting dots between Bernie's last days and Katt's claims. People mentioned how Bernie seemed healthy one week and gone the next, how reports of his recovery suddenly flipped into news of his passing. And though none of that proves foul play, it made people question whether everything we're told about celebrities' deaths is really the full story. Because in a business run by image and influence, it's easy to hide truth behind PR statements and polished press releases. Katt didn't tell people to hate the industry. He told them to see it for what it is. He said fame is like a deal that looks beautiful on the outside but comes with rules you don't see until you're already inside. He described it as a world where laughter hides sadness, awards hide pressure, and success hides control. When he spoke about Bernie, you could feel he was using his story to pull back that curtain, to remind people that behind all the lights and luxury, there's real pain, real fear, and real loss. Katt said, "The world laughed with Bernie, but they didn't protect him when he needed it." That broke people's hearts because it felt true. When Bernie passed, fans cried, but Hollywood moved on like nothing happened. And that's what still hurts Katt, that people like Bernie give everything to make others smile. Yet when tragedy hits, they get replaced, forgotten, and silenced. Katt's message was clear: don't let that happen again. He said the best way to honor Bernie Mac is to keep his name alive, to keep questioning the systems that use people up and then toss them aside. Katt said they couldn't take his truth, so they tried to take his story. And that's why he decided to speak. Whether people believe him or not, he wanted to make sure Bernie's name would never fade behind the lies. What made this hit so hard is how Katt connected Bernie's story to a bigger truth, that in Hollywood, too many people lose themselves chasing approval. He said Bernie never did that, and that's why he'll never really die. His spirit lives through the ones still brave enough to keep it real. Katt compared Bernie's legacy to a torch that can't be put out, no matter how many people try. He said, every time someone laughs at the truth, that's Bernie shining again. And in a way, that's what keeps fans loyal to both of them. They both represent that raw honesty, that realness the world keeps trying to silence. In the aftermath of Katt's statements, even some industry people started speaking up quietly. They didn't confirm everything he said, but they agreed that Bernie faced heavy pressure before his death. Some mentioned how he had disagreements with certain execs. Others hinted that his blunt personality made him hard to manage. And that says a lot, because in Hollywood, hard to manage often just means too honest to control. Katt made that clear. Being real in that world is seen as rebellion, and that's why he keeps fighting, even when it costs him work, even when it isolates him. Because for Katt, telling the truth about people like Bernie is more important than fame or comfort. He ended his talk with emotion, saying, "Bernie didn't die scared, he left fearless." That line had people tearing up. It painted Bernie like the legend he was, a man who gave everything for his craft, spoke truth to power, and inspired a generation to laugh through pain. Katt's tribute wasn't about stirring drama. It was about giving respect where it was due, while warning the next generation that fame without freedom is just another trap. He said, if Bernie could talk now, he'd tell us the same thing. Don't let them own your soul for $1. And that's what made his message powerful. It wasn't just about loss, it was about legacy. To this day, people still debate what really happened, but one thing's clear. Bernie Mac's energy still echoes through comedy, and Katt Williams made sure the world never forgets that. His words reignited conversations about how the entertainment world treats the ones who dare to be different. He reminded fans that truth is dangerous, and that's why it matters. Whether you believe Katt's story or not, you can't deny the passion, the love, and the courage it took to speak it out loud. Because in a world where silence is safe, speaking truth is rebellion. And that's exactly what both Katt Williams and Bernie Mac stood for.